Hi everybody, I'm Sheree from the library, and now that everybody's back from spring break, we've got some amazing things to celebrate in April. April is Arab American Heritage Month, so I pulled a lot of amazing books that, this for instance is a kid's guide to Arab American history, gives you a whole idea of how Arab Americans have contributed to our society. This is one of my favorite books from the past couple years. It's called The Proudest Blue, and it's about a young Muslim girl who gets to wear the hijab for the first time. And some of her classmates don't understand why she's wearing the headscarf. So they have a lot of questions about it, but her pride and her joy at reaching this amazing milestone makes this a beautiful book. From April 1st to May 1st this year is the observation of Ramadan, which is a Muslim time of rejuvenation and forgiveness. This is my first Ramadan, which explains the basics of what Ramadan is and why it's observed and how Muslim people observe that holiday. So I also want to talk about some J books that are incredibly interesting. This is called Other Words for Home. This is a book about a young girl who is living in Syria where there is a terrible civil war. And her mom is pregnant, so it's decided that she and her mom are going to come to the United States to stay with her aunt and uncle because it's too dangerous for them at home. And when she starts to school at middle school, at first everybody seems very friendly and helpful, but she starts to realize that some people are not happy that she's there and she gets bullied. A really cool thing about this book is that it's a novel in verse. So if you like to read fast or you want to just dip into a couple of quick chapters, this book reads really fast, but you can also take your time and just do a few chapters at a time because they're shorter on the page. Wonderful award-winning book. This is A Place at the Table. It's a newer book about two middle school girls. One is a Muslim girl who has left her Muslim school and is now in public school, and the other girl has been in public school all her life but has just recently moved to where she's attending a brand new middle school. They don't really know anybody. They get thrown together in a cooking class assignment where they have to come up with a multicultural dish, and the story unfolds from there about cooking, about friendship, about how do you fit in and find your own tribe, and about how different cultures can come together to make amazing food and amazing friendships. So I loved everything about this book. That's a strong recommendation. This is Amira and Hamza, and they're two Muslim kids. I want to say it's in New York, this setting. They have gone to a museum to see artifacts of Islamic heritage, including the box of the moon. And when one of them runs off and the box of the moon suddenly comes to life and starts to create all kinds of changes for these kids, they are faced with a journey to try to find their way not only back home, but to tame what they have let loose in the world. So if you like an adventure story, it kind of reminds me of Mixed Up Files, Mrs. Basley and Frankweiler, but it's got a lot more action in it. Then there's two books I kind of put together. This is Just a Drop of Water, and it's about a kid in Florida who is a runner. His best friend is Arab American, and they are getting ready for a big tournament when 9/11 happens. Shortly afterwards, the main character's best friend's dad is arrested. He's suspected of having something to do with the terrorist attacks in New York City, and the story starts to unfold about how quickly people make up their minds about who is a good person and who is a dangerous person, and how two boys have to figure out how to make their friendship work. This is Yusuf Azim is Not a Hero. It also kind of touches on the theme of 9/11 because Yusuf is a boy in Texas who has been waiting for years to compete in a robotics championship. And this is the year that he is going to achieve that dream. It's 2021. But it is also the 20th anniversary of the September 11th attacks. And when the town starts to commemorate the anniversary of the World Trade Center attack, he begins to feel like there's a lot more anger and difficulties that he's going to have to face simply because his family is Arab American. So those two, I think, are a wonderful connection to each other. I wanted to mention really quickly that one of the greatest activities I found connected to Arab American History Month, if you Google Ramadan or Arab American History Month, you will get this pop-up for Google Arts and Culture, where you can color your favorite Ramadan artwork. And it was the coolest page that then gives you the option of all these classic, modern, beautiful design elements. And when you click on them, you can start coloring them right online. So in addition to all the great books and information that we have at the library, there's a lot of things happening online that you can do in connection with Arab American Heritage Month. So friends, I hope that you come to the library and you check out some of these amazing titles or all the other fascinating books and resources we have about Arab American Heritage Month. I'll see you next month in May. Bye.